Hi, it's Jimmy, and today we're playing Half Moon Bay Golf Club at Yorkeys Knob here in Cairns. We've got the first tee time of the day, so it's nice and early in the morning. It's a bit dewy out there. And we're teeing it up on the first hole, which is a 283-metre par 4. So I decided to take driver here, even though it is quite a tight fairway, but luckily enough, I get it over the tree and cut the corner slightly. So that is a good start to the day. Now, I've got 50 metres left into the pin here, but I do have to go over a bunker, so it's quite a tricky shot, and there's a big tree in the way. So I try to go low, and it doesn't quite work out. I end up going quite long, so it's over the back of the green, chipping back up. Now, I did run just over the back, and we just ended to chip back on, but in usual Jimmy Bunkers fashion, I just leave this one very short and just get underneath it. But for the first few holes, we were playing a scramble, because we thought we were doing scramble all day, but we just did it for the first two. So we've taken one of the other boys' shots here, and I'm about to putt up and try and see what I can do. And it's looking pretty good, but it's just short. So we walk away with a bogey on the first. Hole number 2 is a 267-metre par 4, and it's relatively straight, but it does go around to the left-hand side a little bit. And I didn't know that there was water down there, so I was actually quite lucky that I hit a pretty straight drive, and it ended up just short of a danger. So to the right-hand side, on the other side of that mound, is a lake. Now, we're just chipping forward here. It's a nice little chip shot. It's in there quite tight, so it gives us a really good chance of having a look at a birdie, which is really, really exciting. Now, this is my mate Evan. He hasn't really played too much golf before. He's just trying to do what he can, and he nearly nails it just a little bit too hard, but that's okay. So then I try and make it for us because, again, on these first two holes, we were playing scramble. After this, we go back to just playing our own ball individually, but I line up, know that I need to get it in, and I just drop it on the short side. So walk away with a par there. Now, the third hole is a nice tight par 3. It's 140 metres down there, so I grab my 8-iron and try and rip it and see how I go. I end up just on the back side here of the green, so I've got a bit of a work to do to try and get the ball to the hole, but the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to go past. And did anyone else see that ball just fly past? Yeah, that was one of the other guys. And mine just kept rolling too. All right, so the comeback looks pretty straightforward. Just going to try and get it to the hole, and then hopefully it drops in. The flag is in, so I can just be confident, and I leave it short. Like, meow. Now, the fourth hole is a 160-metre par 3, and I hit my 6-iron a little bit chunky, and it bounces on the cart path and keeps moving forward. I got the best bounce there because I ended up pin high. Now, just putting across this grainy part of a green, I just want to get it close and try and tap in my par. So let's give this one here a bit of a crack, and yeah, I haven't learnt anything so far today. Looking back at it now, this should have been just a regulation tap-in par, but yeah, look, it's Jimmy Bunkers here, and you know what I'm like, so we're just going to walk away with a bogey and just be happy with it. Now, the tee box on the fifth hole is under renovation, which is why we're at this temporary tee box up here. Now, I've gone with an iron because it's about 150 metres to the corner, so I just wanted to hit an 8-iron to the left-hand side, and then as soon as you get there, you open up down this little funnel to where the green is. It's quite unique, and I've never really seen it before. But I ended up on the left-hand side over here, probably went a touch longer than what I wanted, so I've got a 52 degree in my hands to try and get it down that little chute and on the green. So I hit it up pretty nice. It just doesn't travel as far as I wanted. I probably held back a little bit just because I was a bit scared of going too long, and I'm just short of a green here. So I'll chip it up forward and hopefully get this close to be able to have a look at a par. But yes, I did scull it all the way over the back. Now, yes, I did hit the tripod, which I'm actually quite lucky because otherwise it was going in the water. Now, I forgot to film the last shot after this, but it ended up missing the putt and two-putting, so I walked away with another bogey. Yeah, Evan's hit a couple of good shots in a row here, and he feels like he deserves some time on camera. So he lingers around here a little bit, just stands there, just wondering what's going on. And then all of a sudden he thinks he can give out some swing advice. Now, remember, this is only the second time he's ever played golf, but he's definitely an expert now because he's hit one fairway in a row. But it's okay. We're telling the rack off. This isn't his show. This is the Jimmy Bunkers show, and it's always good to play with friends who like to have fun. Now, this is a par 5. It's a 440-metre par 5. It goes around to the right-hand side. So a nice drive to get it up there because, as you can see, this fairway slopes all the way down to a little drainage point. So you want to be up on the flat part, which we are. Hit a nice one up there, which is good. Now, the hardest part about hitting a really good drive is the second shot. And as you can see, I'm not an expert at second shots. Yep. Anyway, moving on to the next one. That's gone very, very poorly. So the last thing you want to do is you want to do it again. So 82 metres off the green, got the 52 degree here, and this should be the perfect shot. But, yep, two in a row. 2 in a row. But at least the backdrop looks nice. Very, very scenic. Now, Evan, the same bloke who's just giving us swing advice, is picking up his ball out of a hole. He chipped in from about 30 metres off the green, so I probably should have listened to him because I fly this one too long, and it gets us into a really sticky situation. But at least we try and make the comeback to come back up. I've got the wedge back in hand because we just went off the green, and this chip actually is pretty good. Now, after a disappointing bogey there when I really should have had a crack at a par, I unload on this one. It's an absolute frozen rope. This ball does not move and it travels about 280 metres. This is a 360 metre hole and I'm left with 80 metres into the green, which is just, I don't know if I did the math right, but that's pretty good. And I just pull this one over to the left a little bit, so I do miss the green again, but that's okay because we are pin high looking to try and get this one on and give ourselves a really good chance at tapping in a par. And I bladed a little bit again, but it does have, let's call it some rads, but I reckon it was just a little bit thicker spot of a green and it slowed right down. And you can see we're just on the high side. Jamie's keeping watch there in the background. He knows what's going on. And all of a sudden, I actually, I wasn't going to make a putt. You guys know that. So there's another bogey, just racking them up at this stage. Now, my last chance to use driver here, this is only a 300 metre hole, and I just hit a 280 metre shot. So I decided to try and go for the green and get there, but I ended up out very, very right. I sliced it, I faded, I don't know what it was, but here we are. You can see the green's just tucked in front of that lake, and I shank a wedge. Oh, man, I shake a wedge. So now I decide to try and go over this tree, but I get directly underneath the ball. The good news is the ball doesn't go in the water, so I'm going to go down there and grab it because this isn't really a serious round. We're just out here playing with mates, as you can see, having a bit of fun. So I'm going to try and have another crack at that. Now, I don't drop the ball in the exact same spot because I didn't know where it was, and this time I try to go over this tree because I just think it'd be awesome. And I get directly underneath it, make sweet contact, and I land on the back of a green. So the second time around, I was pretty happy with that. Now, it is an island green. I was able to catch a piece, which is good. And as you can see, we've got quite a few boys racking up there now. We ended up starting out as 2 groups, and then a couple of groups came through together. So left this one here on the low side, and I'll bring the camera forward because it ended up escaping quite a bit. So let's see if I can make this putt. No, just continues. Absolutely in line with the way that I play. Now, I actually didn't read how far away this is. It's 150 metres, but no one normally watches at this point because my viewership normally ends about halfway through the video. But anyway, it's 150 metres here. I just missed the green out to the left-hand side. Evan was in the camera shot again and then decided to run out. Wedges have been on fire today. Just chipped this one straight over the back of the green. And as you can see, it's pretty busy down there, but I don't know how many shots he ended up taking to try and get that ball in the hole, but hopefully I can only use one. Yeah, typically miss here, which is okay, but that's Half Moon Bay Golf Club in Yorkeys Knob in Cairns. We had a great time out. It was pretty good. It was a nice and easy, straightforward course. There wasn't too many long holes. There wasn't much water danger around. I quite enjoyed it, and it was great for having a heap of mates get together and have some fun. So thank you for watching, and check out this other video, which you might enjoy.